Hey there, tribe. Welcome to this beautiful scenery here in Las Vegas, Nevada, where we're having the very first Polar Tensor live get-together, and I have the great privilege and honor of bringing you someone that we met on Zoom virtually, live in person, to have a sit-down conversation about the future of an opportunity that could be one of the shining stars in not just our portfolio, but in the industry. And this man right here is the guy that is going to give us the deeper understandings, the vision of what he's creating, as well as the insights that we're looking for to make a decision for ourselves. So with that, thank you, Felix, for coming here in person to meet with all of us. The very first question that I have is, are you real? Are you AI? As many people ask.
I guess the way I sit here and make the conversation with you, yes, I am real, yes.
That's why I had to shake his hand. But Felix, thank you. And for anyone that's meeting you for the first time, a little brief background about your life and your journey into how you got to this position right here, because we heard the deeper long story, but just for someone that's seeing you for the first time, what is your background of getting into this seat as the owner of Polar, from starting out as, I believe you were in finance?
Yes, that was my first job in Germany. I was working in a small German private bank. I was working there for 6, 7, maybe 8 years.
Okay.
And then I opened my own company in Germany in the consulting area. But then I decided 2001 that I want to see more from the world. And I went 2001 already to Shanghai.
Shanghai, which is, you're stationed out of Hong Kong now.
And now I'm stationed in Hong Kong, yes, but as well, people who know Asia and who know Shanghai, Shanghai 2001 and 2024 is a completely different city.
It's like pre-Dubai, before Dubai
Probably,
became...
yes. 10 years I'm in Hong Kong, I'm stationed in Hong Kong.
What are you doing there primarily?
There I was working for a big import-export company who bought and sold commodities.
You did something in logistics.
Yes.
And did you create an algorithm for that company about optimizing logistics, something like that?
Absolutely, indeed, yes.
That gave me some insights about how you got to optimizing algorithms for the fintech world. Did that kind of help in creating the foundation of you figuring out that algorithms could be optimized and that you had a strength in that field? How did you go from optimizing logistics and algorithms for like import-export to fintech?
I like to say that it was a seed knowledge for my Polar Tensor later, what I gathered, what I learned during this employment time. Yes, I programmed AIs for supply chain management, supply chain optimizations, warehousing, everything what comes there together on information. And then later I stumbled over cryptos and then I put both things together.
That's amazing. Now let's dive into, we see that you have a credible background that leads you into how you got to where you are. You said you worked at a bank.
Yes.
What was your role at the bank?
There I was working in the ship financing department.
Oh, ship the financing.
So actually something else, but at least I had a solid background, say like this. In Germany we say Ausbildung. This you don't have in other countries. It's like a 3 years entrepreneur thing in a bank where you learn everything from A to Z inside a bank. Then you get a kind of degree at the end that you are a certified bank person, and then you go over and work as a normal.
You have the pieces that make sense of how you got to where you are. You were saying the seeds of Polar Tensor, because being in finance, being around algorithms and figuring out how to combine those, first and foremost, what is the meaning behind the name Polar Tensor, and what is the big umbrella of many, I guess, branches of, I think, the Polar Foundation?
Polar, okay. Polar, actually, it comes from the word polar star. Is, leading us since ancient times through dark and difficult times. And this kind of symbol I wanted to take over. The polar star, the brightest star on the planet, I think, in the Western Hemisphere, what we always see in the north. And this is a word where I then make this creation around. And Tensor, I think, as far as I know it correctly, is a multi-dimensional containment inside the AI system.
Okay. I know it's a very technical term, Tensor there. I tried looking it up. That's why I wanted to ask if it had
Polar has the big advantage. It's in Spanish, Italian, French, German. We all can pronounce Polar. Polar is an easy word for every language.
Outside of the name, what was the first version of Polar that was it an algorithm that you started to use for yourself?
Yes.
How did it get to, like, what was the baby step? What was the first time where you felt like you had something that was working, that A, you were comfortable using yourself, and then B, you wanted to open it up?
Okay, maybe I answer your question in a different way.
Sure.
Why I wanted to do that?
Okay.
I have seen that emotions in professional tradings are a mistake.
Yeah.
You know, fear, greed, all these things, what we know from us when we trade, we are angry about something.
Yeah.
And I wanted to take this feeling out of the equation and let only data speak. And therefore I said, okay, try to build a bot first. Only something what helps me to make the right decision when to buy and when to sell maybe
As
cryptos.
a personal use.
You know, for me, only privately.
Oh,
you
wow.
know, in a small house, in my house, I wanted to, have some support for this because crypto is, it's big, it's fast, it's global and difficult to grasp it actually because so many information go inside. And that is the way this was the starting point. And then I could there not foresee that Polar Tensor will come out later, but over step by step, the little baby
started to walk, started to run, and
then,
sprint. You speak of something that I think all traders have faced, which is emotions getting in the way of a set of rules you set for yourself. That if the Bollinger Bands are like this or whatever EA or whatever the parameters are, that I will only trade within these parameters. And even then, when you see yourself in a loss, when you see maybe greed kicks in or you're trying to revenge trade or all these things, the rules go out the window and then emotions take over. And so I can understand trying to solve this for yourself to say, only trade within this. I'm going to take myself out of the equation because I'm a human with blood pressure and heart rate and adrenaline and let the algorithm just do its thing. And so how did you develop the first version of the algorithm? And is it a evolving algorithm, or I believe it started 4 years ago or something?
No, actually, let's say like this, 2018, things get more serious.
Oh, wow.
So that's already now 8 years ago.
Yeah.
I employed people to finalize my first AI system, which we then implemented with FTX 2020. Of course, we all know the story. November 2022, I opened my laptop. FTX was gone. So option was not in failure. I like to say that. Then I decided that we want to work with Binance together. What was the biggest crypto exchange with the highest liquidity? And then we improved our software again. We put all these little expert agents inside. Before we had a different system. And the expert agent who give a signal to the main AI, buy or don't buy, we implemented then, and then we restarted everything in April 24.
April 24.
With Binance?
2024,
2 years ago now.
Okay, 2 years ago. Okay.
Then a year later, I decided, hey, my system once profitable and stable. That was for me important.
After a year of testing. And
then I said, okay, now I can open it to private investors, institutional buyers, and then everything came later. We have to open the company, apply for the license, registrations. And now we are in the market for the affiliate since 2 months and 2 weeks.
Wow.
So not that long actually.
We
had our kickoff middle of February.
That's incredible. And this is the first event here in early May. A few questions about when you entered into Binance. Was it, you mentioned you guys reinvented the algorithm, made tweaks to it, made improvements to it. Was that primarily you, your team? Who's we?
Okay. I don't like to take the credit completely. I always say we as a team.
Yes. So
for example, people in my company. Important is the infrastructure in Binance. We have to get the infrastructure right, and this I didn't really know how to do it, how to really get our speed up. And there our DevOps guy, who is in charge of the infrastructure, he gave me their great input.
Okay. So it's a combination of people. And secondly, when you entered, after FTX went down, you still had some funds. I believe you were withdrawing funds.
That was only privately. That was no only company-wise.
Basically.
No, actually it was private actually. And private. Yes, luckily I withdraw some funds on my hard wallet. This was later the seed money for Binance. Otherwise I could not have started it.
With that seed money, I believe it was 2 million
Actually more, because we still had to buy the BNB coins.
Ah, yes.
They are around $3 million already.
Oh, wow.
So we needed around
better rates and I guess advantages with Binance. I think you need to hold like 5,000 BNB.
5,520 I deposit from the first day, because we needed VIP level 9 from the first day. If VIP level 8 is not good enough.
So, but that wasn't involved in the trading. That was just set aside.
No.
So I believe 2 million was for
Cash,
the trading.
Genau.
And then in 18 months, I believe you grew that to over 100 million?
Yeah, roughly.
Is that right, with the same polar algorithm that we're getting access to now?
Yes.
Or a different one?
No, it's the same algorithm, yes.
May I ask how? Because you're averaging 22 roughly % a month.
Yeah.
Aggressive compounding, or how did you get from 2 to, does the math work out to that if you just keep letting that grow over 18 months?
No, one thing, yes, compounding is a key word.
Yeah.
We can compound every day on daily basis.
Okay.
We didn't pull out any funds.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yes, our system was running stable. Mm-hmm. We had months for 10%, and we had months with over 30%. So in average, around 20, 21.
Any losing months?
No.
Losing weeks?
No. I'm really proud. Never a losing week. Yes, we have losing days, of course, even consecutive days.
Oh, really?
Now the funny, this is what I like. The day we announced that we want to go public, it was, I think, the 16th or 17th of February, we had 2 consecutive losing days.
First 2 days?
You know, we had this before, but on the day I want to announce my baby to the public, and I opened the books, 2 times red.
Yeah, wow.
So that was, but anyway, I was not, anxious or nervous. I know the system will turn. That is only, in accident, these 2 days are in losses.
It can only get better from there.
Yeah.
My first day was actually a loss, and I found it refreshing. At first, I thought it was a mistake. I contacted my friend who I was like, "Is this a mistake? It says negative." But then when I understood it, I was like, "Oh, that's really cool." Most companies don't show the negative. They hide it, they mask it, they give us a false illusion that everything's okay until it's not. And so I like when other companies speak of transparency, they're showing the trading, but it always tends to be winning. It always tends to be positive growth without showing us the losing days. And it's really refreshing to see that. I want to wrap up with understanding where we are right now in this very first event and what the plan and vision is moving forward of a company that is just in its infancy of getting to market, because there's so much that you guys have set up in infrastructure, which is another question about like the Polar 1, the possible expansion of the ecosystem. There seems to be a lot that is in the plans.
I basically revealed the master plan, I think last week, when I announced that we open our Polar exchange, our own crypto exchange. Wow. And this is actually the master plan behind it, that we need a community. The exchange can only work when we have millions of customers. We need the community.
That was another question of mine. Why did you, when you found a winning algorithm, move into a retail client base versus institutional or accredited investors that could have given you tens of millions, hundreds of millions of dollars?
But no community.
But no community.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I guess having the greater vision of opening up an exchange where you don't want just 20 people with $10 million each.
I don't want to make it 5 institutions rich.
Yeah, exactly.
Then I better spread it a little wider and make this over thousands and thousands of households.
All right, Felix.
Yes. And therefore we have our 3 products in the market, or 4, right? Polar Tensor, our AI trading system. Polar Money, our online neobank.
Yes.
Polar Exchange, our crypto exchange. But this will be for public in autumn. Right? Not now. Now we are in the pre-alpha stage. Everything is young. I only want to announce that people can follow us.
Yes. Be a part of the journey.
That I take the community into my journey. And then we have Polar Research. What is our, I would say...
Which has to do with updating the algorithm?
Polar Research is, let's say, it's our scientific research division.
Research and development.
To
to stay ahead and stay innovative and see what's working in the market. And
in case even publish scientific papers and so on and so on. That is something what we want to do there more. Maybe even give knowledge to the people.
That's cool.
Teach people.
Okay. Yeah. I want to wrap up with where things are headed right now. So this is the first event. Are we looking at more events around the world? Are we looking at head offices, the company events, that sort of thing?
Head offices. Now, on one hand, yes, we will be a global company, but I'm not really planning to make regional offices or something.
Is there going to be one main office?
The office will stay in Hong Kong.
Hong Kong, okay.
So, genau, yes. So that is,
great opportunity for us to visit Hong Kong.
I think in the next couple of months we set up our public office, and we can cater clients and leaders and business partners. They are welcome to visit us and meet me. Offline events. So yes, we have the first this weekend, tomorrow in Las Vegas. I'm already nervous, excited. For me, it's not normal to stay in front of a crowd of 500 or 1,000 people.
No, you're more behind the screens. You can do
I feel that
your
better,
intelligence.
I let the leaders do. But we make a roadshow in Germany, in Europe.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I will go.
You'll be there?
Yeah, I will go from city to city. Frankfurt, Stuttgart, Munich is confirmed, Vienna. Then we fly over to Madrid, Barcelona, and Malaga.
Will those be in native languages or English?
Germany, it will be in German language.
I was just saying, in case you have people, you can possibly send it to
And
the
in Spain, of course, we work with translators in Spanish then, no?
Awesome, awesome.
Yeah.
So this has been just a sit-down conversation with someone who is not an AI, a real guy with a real company, with real trading, with real plans, and I'm extremely grateful to be a part of it, extremely grateful to bring you guys the information for your own assessment and due diligence and diversification should you want to participate with us on an ongoing, evolving journey of something that has tremendous potential but is delivering here and now, and we can start to participate as more of this entire ecosystem comes online, and we can say we were a part of it in these early stages, from the very first event, very first in-person sit-down, to hopefully meeting Felix all over the world, including their Hong Kong headquarters office, where hopefully we get a chance to connect as well. Felix, to anyone that is considering Polar Tensor as a home, as a diversification, as an opportunity for themselves, but is wondering, because of the past traumas, because of the nature of the industry, of your intentions, of the company's stability, of its legal foundations, all of those things, they're trying to get from their past trauma and go into the future of possibilities and excitement and hope for the future. What would you say to them of coming to Polar Tensor as their home and a place where they can start to rebuild themselves and their hope for a better future?
Of course, I say you're welcome. I would encourage people to try us out.
That's true.
Put your first $100 inside.
Yeah.
You know, the level is very small. We are not asking for $10,000 to start with us. You can start with $100 basically. So, and then you see the results by yourself.
And you guys don't lock up the capital?
No,
and
I'm not a friend of
you have apps
this.
on the Google Play Store and Apple Play Store. So there's a lot of credibility there. There's a lot of legal foundations.
Yes, indeed. We have a license in Europe, in the EU. We have a license in America.
Wow. You guys really put a lot of thought and consideration and like a real business should. And,
exactly,
and that
for
is
me, it's
unusual for us.
For me, it's not. But for me, it's not. I cannot understand how can I, you know, roll out something to private investors and then I have no licenses. But I learned as well, these licenses are not only for me important, even for you,
of course.
You who work on the front in the affiliate, that you know that
we're good.
Under the umbrella of licenses that you can work legally as well, and nobody's knocking at your door one day.
I really enjoyed the online, especially the in-person conversation that I've had with someone that is leading this adventure, the captain of this ship for us. It's been quite a delight to get to know Felix in person. Let's get him out of the sun so he doesn't leave here with a permanent tan. To everyone that is looking at this opportunity, I'm extremely grateful to be a part of it, and you can include it in your own journey. As always, we're coming together to discover these wonderful gems of opportunity to help people with big hearts achieve big wallets. With that, we'll catch Felix at the event happening this weekend and then across the world. Thank you again, my friend.
Yeah, welcome.
See you, Polar and beyond.